You don't have to lie about a business trip, Ethan said quietly.
Let her lie, his mother, Linda, called out, walking in from the living room. Just like she lied when she said nothing would ever get you back on your feet.
Why don't you just admit you weren't on a business trip?
Or let her make up a good story, Linda said, stepping out of the guest room. The way she used to swear nothing could ever get you walking again.
Don't you two want to throw your poor son a few dollars? Veronica shot back, her chin up.
Oh, that's the only reason you ever come over here, for money, Linda snapped in the same sharp tone.
It's not like I ever came for the pleasure of your company, Veronica replied. And you never exactly warmed up to me either.
And why should I love a gold-digging little flirt like you?
Enough, Veronica cut her off. I didn't come here to discuss love. I came here to talk about money.
All you ever talk about is money, Linda waved a hand. How's Ethan doing?
You know he's doing badly. And don't you dare change the subject.
And where am I supposed to get that kind of money? Linda frowned. And how much are we even talking about?
First of all, it's not for me. It's for your son, Veronica said, ice in her voice. Relax, I'm not trying to take a dime for myself. We need money to hire a home health aide.
A what? Linda bristled. Why would Ethan need some stranger taking care of him when he has a wife? A wife is supposed to take care of her husband.
I have a full-time job, Veronica snapped. I'm the one paying the bills and supporting your son.
And where, exactly, am I supposed to find that kind of money? Linda sounded genuinely lost. You two need to figure this out as a family.
Oh, but when Ethan was redoing your kitchen, putting in new floors and buying you furniture, somehow you didn't say, no honey, keep that money for your own family, did you?
And you, Linda flared up, when he bought you jewelry, you sure didn't say no either.
That was in our household, Veronica shouted.
Then sell your fancy jewelry and hire your aide, Linda shouted back.
I'll decide what to do with my own things, Veronica hissed. You don't have to give us anything. Then you can show up here every morning while I'm at work and take care of Ethan yourself. And if you don't, I'll put him in some county nursing home his disability check can pay for.
How can you even say that? Linda gasped. He's your husband.
Right, but I'm supposed to be on call for him 24/7, and money is just going to fall out of the sky?
You never loved him, Linda's voice cracked. I told Ethan you weren't right for him.
I'm done. Veronica slapped her palm on the table. Either you come here and take care of him while I'm at work, or you give us money for an aide, or I move him into whatever state facility will take him for his disability check. Pick one.
You wouldn't dare.
Me. Veronica laughed bitterly. According to you, I'm basically Satan in a skirt. Believe me, I'm capable of a lot worse. I've said what I had to say. It was already evening, but I didn't go home to my disabled husband. I drove to a very different address. Nick. I called the second he opened the door. Baby, I missed you so much.
Hey, gorgeous. He grinned, catching me as I fell into his arms. I've been going crazy without you.
Passion burned through us until we were both too exhausted to move. Afterward, catching our breath, came the talking.
How's your guy? Nick asked with a smirk. Still a human log?
You have no idea how sick I am of all this. I groaned. It's exhausting physically, and mentally it's just unbearable.
Yeah, I can imagine, Nick said, mostly to hear himself sound sympathetic. He'd only asked to feel important, to remind me what a relief he was. Instead, he got an avalanche of complaints. He didn't interrupt. Let her vent, he thought.
It's like living in a never-ending nightmare, I went on. Bring this, take that. I want this, I don't want that. For the bathroom, it's either the bedside commode or a diaper. We even had the bathroom remodeled for him. grab bars, raised toilet seat, everything so he can transfer himself from the chair. But he never tells me right away when he's done, I grimaced. Sometimes the smell is unbearable. I've begged, I've reasoned, I've literally cried over it. Nothing. And when he needs to transfer from the bed to the wheelchair or back, then suddenly his voice works just fine. He screams like he's being murdered. The neighbors have called the cops like 5 times, thinking I'm torturing a disabled guy in there. As if I have time or energy to torture anybody.
Yeah. Nick nodded sleepily.
And what really pisses me off, I went on, is when people start lecturing me. A wife is supposed to take care of her husband. That's your cross to bear. I am so over it. These people only see disabled folks on TV and have no idea what it's like. It's not them jumping out of bed at 3 a.m. to bring water, change a diaper, or clean up God knows what.
Nick listened and even felt a little sorry for me. But he wasn't about to suggest I leave my husband. Having me as a permanent, no-strings lover suited him perfectly. I was stunning, the kind of woman men love to show off. But supporting a woman like me full-time, that was expensive. Hey, Nick said after a pause, brightening. Why don't we escape somewhere? Beach, sun, the ocean. You need a reset. No laundry, no cooking, no diapers. Just you, me, and the sea.
I'd love that, I said, honestly surprised. But it's not like I'm swimming in money.
Forget money. Nick waved a hand. I'm inviting you. I'll cover everything.
For how long? I asked. I mean, I do have a job.
How much vacation do you get? He asked.
30 days total with my contract days.
Then let's go for the whole month. Nick stretched lazily. Why sip your fun with a teaspoon if you can take it with a ladle?
Let's do it, I agreed. I'll figure something out with my husband. He has a mother after all. Since Linda hadn't given me any money, she showed up in person 2 days later, bright and early. Good, I said, opening the door. Perfect timing. Now I can go on my business trip with a clear conscience.
What business trip? Linda narrowed her eyes. What about Ethan?
You'll be here with Ethan, I said. And I'll be out there earning money, not sipping cocktails.
What are you talking about? Your husband is disabled and you're just going to run off and abandon him?
Not abandon. Leave him in the loving care of his mother. Ya forced a thin smile. He can complain to you all day about his tragic fate and how his life is over.
You're supposed to be at his side, Linda protested.
No problem. I threw up my hands. I can quit my job completely and sit by his side like a good little lamb. Since that's what I owe, right? And he can go out and make money. That's his job.
He can't, Linda said quietly. He's disabled.
And that's why I'm the one working, I shot back. Your son's not some helpless vegetable. He's just lazy. What was he before the accident? A software engineer. He can still work from home. He doesn't need legs to code. All he does is whine and moan and cry.
His suffering, Linda defended him. He's in terrible pain. And as a decent wife, you're supposed to take care of him and support him. It's not his fault he ended up like this.
Whose fault is it then? I demanded. Did someone force him onto that stupid motorcycle? Did someone make him fly down the highway at 120? Now he's the victim and I'm the villain. I'm breaking my back to support this family. And all I hear is, you must, you should, you're obligated. Linda had no answer. So yeah, I finished. I do have to go on this business trip for a whole month so I can keep paying the bills. Because you never taught your son to think before doing something stupid. I walked away feeling very pleased with myself for putting my mother-in-law in her place. Technically, I was right. And the fact that the business trip was a lie, well, I was entitled to a vacation, wasn't I? For 3 weeks I lived like I'd slipped into someone else's dream. Ocean, sun, cocktails, amazing food, and my lover next to me. Then, in one moment, it all blew up.
I never promised you anything, Nick shouted. You're not my wife, you're not even my official girlfriend. We're just enjoying ourselves. What exactly do you think I owe you?
You were fooling around with a housekeeper in our hotel room. I screamed.
So what are you yelling about? He snapped. She changed the sheets afterward.
It's not about the sheets. I thought we were in love. I thought this was serious.
Don't tell me you were planning to leave your husband for me. He laughed bitterly.
Maybe I was, I shot back.
Oh, please, Nick snorted. We've been seeing each other for 6 months, and you never so much as hinted at that.
You're unbelievable.
Yeah, well, so are you. I'm done, he said and walked out.
He never came back. For the rest of the trip, he sent a maid to grab his things. I couldn't tell if it was the same girl or another one. In the uniform they all looked the same. Nick changed his flight. We flew home on different planes. I had plenty of time to think. Back to the same circle again, I thought miserably. The whining, the demands, the endless chores. No end in sight. Nick was my one bright spot. Maybe he'll come to his senses. Maybe he'll find the right words to apologize, and I'll be able to forgive him. If things went back to how they were, it wouldn't all feel so heavy. The city greeted me with cold rain and gray, washed-out streets, a perfect match for my mood. I backed into the apartment, dragging my heavy suitcase.
Welcome home, I heard my husband's voice from the kitchen.
I turned and nearly slid down the wall. Ethan was standing, on his own 2 feet at the stove stirring tea. Sure, he was leaning on forearm crutches and swaying a little, but he was upright.
How was your trip? He asked, completely calm.
I was on a...
I called your office, Ethan cut me off. They said you took vacation time and went to the beach. You can drop the business trip story.
Let her lie, Linda said, appearing in the doorway. The way she used to swear nothing could ever get you back on your feet.
You really thought we'd never find out about the surgery? Ethan asked. Yeah, it was expensive. Risky, dangerous even. But as you can see, he lifted one leg slightly and put it back down. It worked. I've got a long road of rehab ahead, but that's fine.
I heard about it, I whispered. But it was so expensive.
Not as bad as you made it sound, Linda cut in.
Mom sold her condo, Ethan said. It covered the surgery and there's enough left over for rehab.
And you have a place too, don't you? Linda added. We found that out by accident, by the way. If you were a decent wife, you'd have swallowed your pride, sold your condo and gotten your husband treated.
I didn't have to, I muttered.
This is my place, Ethan said, his voice still calm. Mom moved in with me. You need to pack up and go. You have somewhere to stay.
Ethan, I blurted. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, I'm thrilled, he said. Most of all, I'm thrilled to be done with someone like you.
I could have reminded him how I'd cared for him, how I hadn't slept nights, how many diapers I'd changed, how many times I'd cleaned him up and hauled that chair around. There was a lot I could have thrown in his face. I didn't. Yes, I'd kept my condo for myself. Yes, I'd found comfort in another man's arms. Yes, I hadn't been honest or faithful in my love. Once a long time ago I had been sincere. But love can spoil the way food goes bad on the shelf when it passes the expiration date. Mine did. With Ethan it took longer, with Nick much faster. But a mother's love for her son doesn't have an expiration date at all.